Okay, so I'm pulling up at this time this linear regression model within Desmos, and I'm going over, and just a little bit of a reminder here, the X's and the Y's, the columns are switched. So be aware that when I plug in the first row, it's going to be these numbers. It's the X. The dependent is going to go second. In this case, it's the Y. So I'm going to go back to that screen. Giving me 1 second to do so, please. And I'm plugging in these numbers. So here we go. You're able just to watch these problems as I go through. You're going to have a chance to practice your own a little bit. So I have 30, 35. This is the temperature outside. The high temperature, 45, 52, 52, 67, 86. And you're wondering, what were those numbers that were already there? They're just giving you an example when you pull it up where to put the numbers. 62. This is the number. Oh my goodness. 38. Hoping I could do this a little faster for you. Okay, so I plug them in. Now, I look over here and I say, like, I don't see anything. If I scroll down here a little bit, you're going to see this symbol. It's like an hour. It's a little glass here, a magnifying glass. When you click on this, it zooms it in perfectly so you can see the graph. In fact, a student showed me that today. That really helped us. So there we go. We can see it. So the green dots represent all those points. It's those plotted points that represent a specific day's temperature and number of cups of coffee sold. And then the orange line is the average of those. So the very first question we had here was, let me go down to the next one. Notice I went down to a brand new one. The very first question was, and I'm going to go back up here so we can see it. It was, hey, how many cups of coffee can we predict will be sold if the temperature is 95? We know the X, the temperature. Let's predict the dependent, the number of cups of coffee sold. Okay, so I know X is 95. So I come over here, I know X is 95, so I write in X equals 95, and then I have to hit enter. And then I click over the top of exactly where that intersection occurs. This tells me when the temperature is 95, we can predict nearly 8 cups of coffee would be sold that day. Coming back to my screen, the next question was, estimate the temperature. We don't know the X, but we know the Y is 35. Okay, we know the Y is 35. So I'm going to erase what I had, and I'm going to go Y equals 35, enter. Now, in this case, it's like kind of hard to see, so I'm going to take my fingers, put them on the screen, and just like you would with the phone and a picture, I want to know exactly where they're intersecting. And I click that, we'll see a point. And I can see in this case, remember the first number is the temperature, the second number is the number of cups of coffee. So when 35 cups of coffee were sold in a specific day, we can predict that day's high temperature was 53 degrees approximately. Okay, so I just stopped filming that particular one. That's example number 1. Can I have a 1 through 5 in the box? We're going to do 4 problems total. 1 through 5, please. 1 through 5. I'm going to go in here and just prepare for the next question by just erasing the previous ones. Okay, next problem we're going to talk about. So I just erased, so I'm ready to go for the next problem. That's all I did. By the way, I've made mistakes today earlier where I accidentally clicked out of this. I'm trying to hurry in a lesson. I clicked out here. I know you can still see. If you do that, just go up to the top here, type in Desmos linear regression calculator, and it will pop up for you, and you don't have to worry about figuring out how to get this back again. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to, this is going to be, I need to go in here, and if for some reason you don't see it, you're going to give me a little heads up. Can you, that's not what I want. There we go. Okay, guys, so I'm still sharing. I'm going to start right now recording for question number 2. Question number 2. Here we go. All right, so for this particular problem, we're going to talk about the cost of a gallon of 1% milk. So here's the problem. Let me move this. It may flip off the screen. and I'll come back to it. Thank you for your patience. Here's our problem. So it says that in this particular problem, the table shows the cost of a gallon of 1%